I don't know how to make this comfortable for anyone to watch. Hi. Nope, that was not it. This is the hardest part, right? Hi, and welcome to this channel. My name is Jennifer, and I am a person who loves to create. I love sewing, I love thrift flips, I love thrifting in general. And I thought, like, why not start a channel where I do those things as an experiment? So here I am. You might see videos every week or every year. I don't know yet. This is my first try. I've been really into thrifted transformations for a long time. There are some really cool people on YouTube who do those things already. I recommend you to check those out. I'll leave some links in the description. Ooh, I sound so professional. I'll leave some links to some of my favorite sewing people on YouTube that really inspire me and makes me want to go on this journey with you, of course. I don't know if anybody's gonna be watching. I'm just excited to try something new out. And this time around, I figured I've had this obsession for such a long time to make this project. And so I figured why not film it and just like turn it into this video. And I really hope you will enjoy it. I got this PJ set from a local thrift store. I think it was about 60 Swedish crowns or so. As you can see, it's too large for me, which is good in this case because we want a lot of fabric to do this project. So I made a quick sketch, and I'm thinking I want to make the pants high-waisted and also add some pleats in the front. I want to do like a stiff waistband without elastics in it and maybe a zipper in the back. For the jacket, I'm thinking I want to do a simple kimono jacket. Maybe I'll straighten out the bottom of the jacket and maybe I'll keep the pocket. I don't know yet. And for the sleeves, I'm thinking kimono style. I always start by turning the garment inside out and look at the seams. In this case, the elastics had been sewn into, which made me think I was not going to use them for anything, so therefore I just cut them away. Next, I started working on my new waistband, and for the fabric, I am going to use some of the sleeve. Since I'm already planning on shortening the sleeve a little bit, I feel like I could spare a little bit of fabric. I did the same on both sides, and then I also cut the cuff off with some excess fabric in case I wanted to use it later. The sleeve fabric gave me enough fabric to create 2 double folded strips like this, and also 2 single strips that I can sew together. And so the 3 double folded strips will together create the waistband. With my 3 pieces sewn together, I measure out the length of my waistband, and I also add some interfacing. Pro tip, never skip out on interfacing. I've done that plenty of times and it never works out. If you want your garments or your waistband in particular to stay in shape, add some interfacing. I'm planning on adding a zipper along the center back seam, and therefore I need to open up the seam before I can do anything. But since this was overlocked, I just figured I cut it open because I had enough fabric as it was to make it work anyway. I mark up where I want the front seam and side seams to go on the waistband by folding it in half 2 times over and marking up the folds. This way, I should get 4 equally big pieces to work with on my waistband. Now, since there are no actual side seams on my pants, I temporarily pin them together and just mark out where the sides are gonna be. I then have an idea on how much fabric I need to squeeze in between every marking on the waistband. I measure between the center front and side seam marking on the waistband, and then I do the same on the pants. This way I can figure out how much excess fabric I have to construct my pleats. I make sure to secure my pleats with some extra pins before I top stitch the pleat with a straight stitch to keep them in place for later before I add the waistband. For the back, I want to ruche the fabric along the waist, so I do 2 rows of straight stitch with the long stitch setting on the machine between the center back opening and the side seam marking of the pants. To ruche the fabric, all you need to do is to pull the back threads on both your seams. Now it's time to add the waistband. I use the markings to match up the pins and attach it around the waist. At this point, I could have definitely just attached the waistband double folded and be done with it, but I don't really like the way it looks, and I think it becomes too bulky on the inside, so I just prefer it this way. I'm gonna attach it along the long side, and then later on I'm gonna fold the other side on the inside. I'm gonna show you in a bit. Before I can finish up my waistband, I need to install the zipper. So I start off by hemming the raw edges from where I cut earlier. In this case, I'm gonna use an invisible zipper, and I'm not gonna go through the whole process here because it's a tedious one, but if you are interested in learning on how to install one, I'll make sure to link something in the description of the video. Okay, so the zipper is in place, and I make sure to close the hem on the center seam before continuing on. Now it's time for the waistband. So basically what I do is that I fold over the waistband and I fold in the seam allowance, and I pin it down as tightly as I can. And as you can see, I'm putting my pins on the outside, even though the fold is on the inside. And it's because I want to do a hidden seam on the outside between the waistband and the pants. This way it's gonna look seamless. The last part of the waistband I just finish up by hand stitching down the waistline to the zipper on the inside of the pants. Moving on to the jacket, this is the basic idea. I want to keep it like a really simple style with maybe something in the back to pull it in a little bit to give it more shape. At this point, my camera battery died, but I basically ended up cutting away the lining that was on the inside of the opening and also seam ripping away the pocket. I used the lining to create 2 straps that I added to the back for a cute tie-up look. I ended up cutting away the white pipe lining that was along the opening of the shirt because I didn't like the look, so I hemmed it instead and just folded it over. And then I also decided to shorten the sleeves a bit more and doing the same to the hems as I did on the opening of the shirt. And this is the result! I'm so happy over how this turned out. I'm really loving the color, the shape. I love the retro vibe. I feel like it's versatile. I've already been wearing it for like a week straight. It's so comfortable, but I also feel really bossy and sexy in it. So I'm really, really excited that I decided to do this project, and I hope you enjoyed watching it.